Hello everyone, this is Jasmine Saluja. Welcome to Excel Global Services. I'm here with another Migration Hour live session, and I'm glad that you could join us today for insightful session on migration updates. So, we at Excel Global Services, we strive to provide you with the right guidance in relation to your education and migration services. We offer a wide range of visas and education services like student visas, TR 485, the GSM pathway, the skill assessments, and so on. So, in the past, we've received remarkable success, having successfully launched an impressive amount of visas. While it's not just about numbers, we're delightful that we reported a high rate of positive outcomes when it comes to student visas, TR 485 grants, 820 grants, and skill assessments as well. We've also noted a success rate in the dependent visas. So, when it comes to student dependent visas and TR dependent, even 491 dependent visas, when you apply as a subsequent entrant for your spouse, we have received grants in those visas as well. And recently in October, we had a success outcome with an 820 grant. There was a Schedule 3 submission that was submitted because the applicant was unlawful. So we received a grant in a period of just 2 months, which is remarkable. And I request you to join us here every Friday so that you can learn more about our services and get latest migration updates. You can contact us on the below contact number. So today we have our guest, our Mara agent, Mrs. Pooja Rawal, with us, and she'll be joining us and she'll be giving us the updates about the new invitation rounds and the GSM process. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Jasmine?
I'm good too. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, in the past few weeks, we have received a few updates in relation to GSM process. There and are there any invitation rounds that happened this month?
Yes, Jasmine. Victoria, we had a very brief invitation in early October, and recently, yesterday, we had quite a big round of invitation in Victoria. So, yes, there was an invitation round in Victoria.
So, what were the profiles that were invited for Victoria subclass 190?
So, Jasmine, in nutshell, if I have to tell you, basically what they were focusing was a skilled partner and someone who had a superior English. Okay, that was what we could see, like, in average was looked into in different profile. Like, for example, they had a lot of engineering technologists invited, and also, they had telecommunication engineers invited. They had programmer, developer invited, software engineer invited, primary teachers invited, and even accountants invited. And another point to be noted here is, like, someone who is working in accounting, someone who is working as a developer, programmer, a software engineer. Another thing what we noticed was they were earning really handsome salary. When I mean handsome salary were almost 100,000 plus, like 120, 130, 115. So those were the range of the salary that they were earning. So also saying that their points were like, 95, 100, and few of them who were invited in less points, but their salary might not be that high, but they had a skilled partner. So as I told in previous live session as well, definitely having a skilled partner at this stage is definitely adding value to your ROI in UI. And along with that, having superior English is also adding value to your UI and ROI. And also someone who's earning really six-figure salary, that is making a lot of difference while getting invited as well. So yeah, these are the trains that we have seen. seen in Victoria recently.
So, are the profiles that are invited for 190 and 491 same?
Well, see, 491 basically, they invited people who had a positive skill assessment, but they were not directly working in the nominated field as well. They were working in different skill level 1 to 3 job, but not directly. Like, for example, if someone was a telecommunication engineer, I'm just telling you with our own experience, like someone who was telecommunication engineer, but she was
Mm-hmm.
working in hospitality. So she was invited. So she was not directly working as a telecommunication engineer. So, and someone who had a programmer developer, skill assessment, and he was working as a software engineer. I mean, it's a little bit, there's definitely a little bit of, relation in between those two occupation, but not directly as in like a developer programmer and someone who was like uh, mechanical engineer, but working as a, software engineer. So, those kind of profiles that we witnessed got invitation for 491. And in terms of 190, like for example, software engineer working in his own nominated field, but had, as I told you, we're having handsome salary like 125K. That's where we got the invites, and they all were the ROI, which was like recently launched, not too long ago, probably early September, and they all got the invitation yesterday. And also, only sector where you could secure an invitation was education sector, like for example anyone with the skill assessment of primary teacher, anyone with a secondary teacher, anyone with early childhood mm, uh, education teacher, those profile were able to secure the invitation even with the less points. Like for example, when I meant less points, some must have just met the threshold 65 points. There might be some with the 75, 80 points, so not significantly very high points, but definitely all these profile were working in the relevant field. And if we have to talk about offshore, so all the invitation that we received for our offshore client were, definitely the main applicant was having a superior English, and spouse also had a proficient English, as well as they had a skill assessment, and the nominated candidate who got the invitations were working in their relevant field. So what we have seen, like last year, even you were not working in your relevant field, they were getting invited. But this year, with what I can't speak for others, but with our cases, all the applicant who were working in the relevant field are getting invitation from offshore.
Okay, so
And
it's not one factor.
last, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there are multiple factors
One,
that comes into play. We
yeah.
are securing invitation. New South Wales have not yet started invitation, Jasmine, but what we have heard is New South Wales are not only going to see higher points, they want to see someone who has a relevant experience in their skill, occupation. So, like for example, what they said was last year they got a lot of skilled people, but they were not directly or indirectly working in the nominated field. But this year they will want to focus someone who is directly working in the nominated field, even though they do not have like higher point as 90 or 85, even if they are having 60 or 65 or 70 points. But if they are working directly in the nominated field, then definitely I think they will have a little bit of priority over someone who has any work experience in the nominated field.
Okay, so
So these are
basically,
all these are all assumption for South Australia at this stage. We Because we haven't had any invitation round, so there is no data where we can analyze what kind of profile did they prioritize or what kind of profile they are not prioritizing. But this is all the speculation that's going in the market. So with that, what I could sum was yeah, definitely South Australia. Sorry, New South Wales is definitely prioritizing someone who has experience in the nominated field.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, uh, Coming back to Victoria, so Victoria applicants received an eligibility email for 491. Can you tell me about it?
Yes, unfortunately, even we also received that email, Jasmine, for few of our clients. And what we did was we did email to live in Melbourne, and they did reply to us. And what they said is they disregard those emails, and they have asked. And what we have realized is back in the ROI portal, those application are not showing as ineligible anymore. They are showing eligible, and they've asked not to make any, changes and just disregard the email.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
That summing up regarding Victoria and New South Wales. Now, were there any invitation rounds in Canberra?
I think Canberra also had invitation round around 12th of October. I'm not 100% sure around that mark. And what we could see also, like, with the Canberra, what they mostly invitation was for 491, for Canberra when they had an invite round. And what we could see was Canberra also definitely prioritized the education sector. As I told you, uh, for anyone who was having skill occupation in education sector, they were able to secure the invitation with the lowest point of 65 as well. Like as I told you, all different kind of teachers like secondary, primary, childcare. So, and another field which was prioritized in Canberra was definitely construction related field. Those people with those skilled occupation in the construction sector as well, they were also able to secure, like, invitation in quite less point compared to other occupation, like for example civil engineering, draft person and engineers and technician. They were able to secure, like, invitation in just mere 65 points as well. Also mechanical engineering, draft person and technician. So in Canberra matrix, like, so definitely what we can sum with all the invitation that's gone, people who are having positive skill assessment in education sector, like as a university lecturer, or as I told you, they were able to secure the invitation with the less point, I mean bare minimum point of 65. And saying that there were few even IT related occupation, but in average, their points were around 85 to 90. So yes, and there was also another invitation round in Western Australia. I think that was on, I'm not exactly sure, it's somewhere first week to second week October as well. And as Canberra has already said that they will prioritize someone in the construction, so a lot of people who are having, construction related occupation and was working also, they secured a lot of invitations. And also education sector people also secured a lot of invitation. And even accountant also had few invitations, and also, IT related. But as I told you, even in Western Australia as well, the IT related occupation had very high points as well.
Okay, so I think all the points related to Victoria and Canberra are covered. Is there any other information that you'd like to provide us, ma'am?
So, basically, what I would like to tell here is, in every live session, we talk about the importance of having superior English, importance of having, getting your NATI done, because remember, NATI is giving you extra 5 points, But saying that also, every day when I'm consulting with my clients, what I come across is they have not yet got the superior English or even proficient English. They have not even attempted. They're happy with this competent and having this bare minimum 65 points. But as I told you, every time I've been telling this, if you just want to be in bare minimum, then you should not be dreaming of invitation, because there's so much of competition. Everyone is like literally working hard to secure the point. And if you are one of them, then please, it's a high time, work towards the points, because at the end of the day, your few months of hard work can secure your invitation. And you can live your dream of settling down in Australia. And another point that I've just realized, in last round, the invitation that we got, um, one of the client whose friend also got the invitation, but unfortunately he could not grab the invitation because he had expired skill assessment. So please be very, very vigilant if your skill assessment is expiring, or if you have got a valid, English score or not, you've got a valid NATI score or not. If you have left your job, make sure you update your UI. If there is any changes that's happened to the current circumstances, make sure you update your UI, because all these, are very, very important points, which can really secure you the invitation. um, the thing is, just getting pre-invite is not good enough. You have to also get the final invite in Victoria. So, all final invite will matter on all the documentation that you will provide to the, live in Melbourne. So make sure that everything is up to date,
Yeah. Definitely. So, every applicant needs to really be vigilant regarding the expiry of the documents. Specifically, if any of the document like passport, PTE, or NATI are expiring, they should definitely contact their agents. Or you can always contact us as well, in case you need any guidance in relation to the GSM process or any other migration process.
Yes.
So, if you have any questions, you can drop them so that we can answer them for you. So, recently there was an AAT success story. Would you like to tell us about it, ma'am?
So, see, AAT success story depends on the profile of the candidate. So, definitely, if your visa is refused, you definitely need to prioritize the reason why your visa is refused. You have to address all those issues that has been raised by your case officer. So when you work towards it, very carefully, then this is the only opportunity where you can get your visa back. Like, I mean, it they can they can send this visa back to the department for consideration. So don't lose the opportunity and don't take all this thing lightly, because you might be just thinking, I'm just extending my stay. I've applied my thing in 80. But remember, this is the only opportunity that you're getting to, get back your legal status. Because once it's affirmed by AAT, then this will further escalate to different level and different level, and you don't want to always be in that state, because then you will not, you will be like a pendulum just trying to work out how you're going to extend your stay. So AAT is a very, very critical and crucial stage where you can make it or break it. So if currently anyone has got, visa refusal, and they are waiting for their AAT hearing, or they've got the invitation, please don't let this opportunity go away from your hand, because definitely this is the only stage where you can, prove your point that whatever your case officer has addressed in your visa refusal is really not relevant to your case. You are literally a genuine student, or it depends which refusal you've got. A partner visa refusal, you've got, uh, general skill migration refusal. So yes.
So, you can always contact us because we can cater to every part of the migration process. And since we've got experience with the AAT and various other migration processes, so you can contact us on the below number, or you can come directly walk into our office, and we are happy to guide you through the process.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
No worries.